Duluth Police Department is asking for the public's help identifying those involved in dropping off an infant at the Safe Haven shelter in Duluth.
Northern News Now's Madison Green spoke to Safe Haven leaders about what happened that day, and the infant was left and where the investigation now stands.
The Duluth Police Department says the infant was dropped off on January 21st inside the Safe Haven shelter in Duluth, a place for victims escaping domestic violence.
Because our services are not mandatory, we wouldn't even have to collect someone's name.
Brittany Robb, executive director of Safe Haven, said the shelter is not being investigated, but it was served search warrants by the Duluth Police Department, which requires them by law to break confidentiality.
So, law enforcement and Safe Haven both believe very much in protecting the public safety. We go about it at different ways, and so sometimes we have requirements that kind of bump into one another.
This investigation also does not conflict with Minnesota State's Safe Haven laws, which allow someone to drop off an unharmed newborn at specific locations without being prosecuted. Safe Haven, the shelter, despite the similar name, is not one of those places.
As the individual did not fall under Minnesota's Safe Haven law. This law identifies safe places as hospitals, urgent care facilities, and ambulance services, not shelters or resource centers.
While the investigation to identify the individual and the relationship to the infant continues, according to Sonoa, the infant is healthy and in the care of a foster family in St. Louis County.
Especially with newborns and that need for bonding and attachment. We certainly want to keep the connection between the birth parent and the parent whenever possible.
In Duluth, Madison Green, Northern News Now.
Anyone who knows more information about who the individual or who the infant may be is encouraged to call 911.
Authorities